my fellow pancake lover. Today we are gonna make these awesome buttermilk pancakes using a pancake mix. I'm gonna tell you all my tips and tricks so yours come out fluffy and delicious. Hey, I'm Laura, and on my channel I share a lot of pancake recipes like this one. I love them, you love them. Hit the red subscribe button so we can cook together a couple times a week. I have two different brands of pancake mix here on the counter. Brand really doesn't matter what you use. What matters here is that if you're using a complete pancake mix, and you'll know because they're all labeled complete, that just needs to be add water. The non-complete mixes will also have in the back of the package that you need to add eggs, some kind of oil or butter, and milk. To keep things simple, in this video I'm using a complete mix. I'll leave directions and everything you need to know below the video if you're using a traditional mix. So I just went to the store and bought buttermilk. I'm assuming that you have buttermilk as well. If you don't have any, I'll teach you how to do it below this video. But we're first going to take a look at the back of your packaging and look and see how much liquid or water does your mix call for. All mixes have it so that you can make 6 to 8 or 12 to 16 pancakes. So you're going to measure out as much dry ingredients as you want and as much of the liquid or the buttermilk as you need for that dry measurement. When measuring pancake mix, it's really important that you use a scoop and fill method. This means that you use a smaller scoop to fill your measuring one. So in this case, I need 2 cups of pancake mix. So I'm going to fill it and then remove any excess from the top and add it into my bowl. Because if you measure too much, then you get really dense pancakes. Now the buttermilk, I'm just going to take a look at the back, and for me, it calls for 1.5 cups of water. So instead, I'm gonna use buttermilk. And then I'm gonna take my buttermilk and add it directly into my bowl. Now, personally, I like to use a fork because I like to go from the outside in. And of course, you can use a whisk as well. Here's where the 1-to-1 substitute does not go well. What you want to do is take a look at your batter. And as you can see, the batter is quite thick. Why? Because buttermilk is thicker than water, and these mixes are designed to be made with water. So what I've discovered is that you need about 2 extra tablespoons of liquid for every cup of mix. In my case, I've got 2 cups of mix, and I'm going to add 1/4 cup of buttermilk. And now I'm gonna take that extra and mix it into my batter. And check out how quickly it's getting thinner. Now this is the texture that I like of my pancake batter, nice and thick, because it yields the fluffiest pancakes. Check this out. Now today I am using a griddle so I can cook a bunch of these pancakes at once for you, but you can also use a pan, make sure it's non-stick, and I'm heating it up over medium heat. Now once it's hot, you're gonna grease your griddle or your pan with some butter or oil if you like those nice crisp edges. I'm gonna measure about 1/4 cup of batter. They're nice and fluffy, and you can use your scoop or your spoon to spread it onto your pan. Now these are gonna cook for about 2 minutes or so per side on medium heat, and once you see bubbles forming and the edges look nice and defined, you're gonna grab your spatula and flip them over in the same order as you poured your batter. I know you had your doubts because my batter looked so thick, but when you look at the pancakes, they're really soft, they bounce back really nicely, and they're fluffy. They're the best way to use buttermilk with a mix. Now it's really important that when you're cooking pancakes, you flip them and leave them alone. You never want to press down with your spatula because it'll just get rid of that nice fluff that you just nicely created. And of course, pancakes should never be flipped a second time and go back and recook it again. You wanna make sure they just cook on their own, and when they're ready, you wanna grab your spatula again and remove them onto a plate. Let me show you up close what they look like inside. But as you can see, this batch right here has these little circles. That is from the butter when I grease my pan. Now this batch right here, my pancakes are more uniform and they don't have those beautiful ringlets that butter or oil give your pancakes. And that's because I just pour the batter directly on the pan. So I'm just gonna top my pancake stack with a little bit of butter, some pancake syrup. Oh, these look amazing. And just like that, you made buttermilk pancakes using a mix. Everything you need to know is below the video, including some of my favorite pancake recipes I've got. See you next time.